and Mai.
Hello.
Hello. Here's the big question. So how are you?
I'm doing good as can be, I guess, you know. Yeah, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm wiped out, exhausted, knackered, as the British would say. We did another DJ Saturday night. Got to bed at 4.
Oh,
Did the
Lord.
teenage thing. Got up at 2:30 yesterday. Wasted the entire day.
Jesus. Yuck.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for this. It takes like 4 days to get over it, and then we do it again. So,
Yeah, I just
oh my God,
uh
I'm. It's tiring. It's tiring.
I
But
I have a nocturnal schedule. Like I do go to bed late but I mean I relax at night, not work at night. Like I don't go out and do a DJ gig on the,
oh, it's only
you
on
know.
weekends. It's only weekends. I mean, we started 2 weekends ago on the Saturday, and this is our second one. But I mean, now it's going to start ramping up.
Yeah.
So there are some weekends that were Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday you won't see me at all. But
Mm,
it's long. I mean, it's long. It's kind of fun. I've been doing it with Sheldon DJ Shell Shop for 10 years, almost 10 years now. Can you
mhm.
believe it?
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for 25. So it's long. It's kind of fun, but at 1 o'clock in the morning when you're starting to take down, you feel it. It's long, and then you take down till 2. But what was sad, we were in Maxville on the way home on the highway. Well, it's not really a highway, but before you get to the I'm not even sure whatever goes through Monkland, there was a truck way in the ditch. That's
Mm.
really worrisome, and the embankments are super deep. So it had gone right off the road. We checked, there was nobody in it, thankfully, but they had hit a tree and done some pretty good
It,
damage.
it
So
was kind of snowy on Saturday night, no?
it wasn't really snowy, but the road was completely dry, but the ditch was soaked. Like there was probably 2 feet of water in it, and
Mhm.
there was some snow. And I'm not sure who went in it, but they would have a fun surprise Sunday morning when they went to look at it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's scary in the middle of like that was around 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Mhm. So I got to ask you, how are you doing with the whole um unmasked situation? Because you know your DJ is,
um,
it's like all the stuff is gone now. So how are you hanging
well,
in?
put it
Are you doing okay?
this way, we were the only ones in the Maxville Arena where there was probably about 150 to 200 people. We were the only ones. We had our N95s on. There was one other elderly gentleman that was walking around with a mask on. That was it.
Mm.
Everybody else, no masks, hugging, kissing. It's a stag, right? Haven't seen each other in a long time. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like,
John is saying
oh,
that at work he's the only one still wearing a mask, and so he wrote on his mask, he wrote "Dare to be different."
well, I mean, shoppers, when you go shopping, there's still 50-50. Like,
Is
there's
it
still
though? Like I
uh,
felt kind of like it was a lot less than that the last few times I went.
well, I went to Walmart Saturday just before we left because my mother said the Louis ribs are on special. So I ran in and out. I was like in and out because I knew what I wanted, right?
Mhm.
And I had gone into Walmart a little bit after the mask mandate was dropped, and it was still 50-50. Now there is more unmasked in Walmart, but I'm finding the workers there, they're still 50-50 without mask, 50 with mask. So really ultimately you do what you need to do to make yourself feel safe.
Yeah,
But
I see that in a lot of work settings, like I do skip, right, and so a
yeah,
lot of the restaurant workers are still working with their
yeah.
masks on. The patrons don't have any, and it's funny how quickly we adapt, eh? Because now we're used to not seeing people with masks already after two
Hmm.
weeks. Is it? Has it been 2 weeks yet?
I think it's 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so you go out and you see people, they're not wearing the mask, and we're kind of getting used to that already. And last week, um I took my family and we went to Quebec for we went to a sugar shack.
Okay.
So we hadn't been at a sugar shack for like 3 years almost since
Oh,
the
yeah.
last time, because of the pandemic. And so we finally we decided to go and go to a sugar shack on the Quebec side. And
Mhm.
so we got there and everybody's wearing a mask, and I'm like, what the, you know
Because
but
they
the
haven't dropped
mask,
their mask
that's
mandate
right, they
yet.
haven't dropped their mask mandate. So yesterday I went shopping and I was going to Costco, and rather than going to the Costco in Ottawa, I went to the
Yep,
Costco in Quebec because I know that everybody's wearing the masks and it's Costco, right? So it's a lot of people and a
yep.
lot of crowded areas. So yeah, so I went to Quebec to do my shopping. I didn't go to Ottawa.
Weird, eh? Like, I don't know. It's
I
kind
still
of a weird
feel like
situation.
I sat last week. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've published a couple of pieces. Like the second part was this morning, and we were
Yep,
talking about masks and
yep.
how the this new um, organization, the EOHA, not the EOHU, the
Mhm.
EOHA,
Yeah.
is distributing pamphlets all over the place in Cornwall, and they are mainly just talking about masks and how they don't work, and discrediting the whole thing. And so we had some really high placed individuals. Dr. Taryn Moriarty is one of
Mhm,
them, and she helped Louise Mignot, who penned the articles.
mhm.
um, Dr. Moriarty helped Louise, and they looked at all the evidence and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But anyways, Dr. Moriarty hosts a Zoom meeting every Wednesday where anybody can go and ask questions about anything COVID related.
Okay.
And this is good because a lot of the people just take whatever they see on the internet
Yep.
and take that for granted. Well, you can ask really a person who knows what they're talking about, and a
Mhm.
scientist, and she always has guests that also are scientists and highly placed and can answer all those questions. Anyways, make a
Where do
long
you
story short, what was that?
like, where is this? It's a Zoom
I
meeting, but
can send, yeah, I can send
good.
you the
Put
link.
the info.
I think on the articles the link is in there
It
as
is.
well. But so the topic last week was about long COVID,
Mhm,
and they don't know much about long COVID just yet, right? But they
mhm.
are discovering more and more things every day. And one of the things that Dr. Moriarty was saying is that they have associated long COVID and the severity of long COVID in people with directly with the amount of viral load that they are getting.
Oh.
So, let's say you're in a room for 3 hours with somebody who has COVID and is not vaccinated,
Mhm,
you know, and you're exposed to this
mhm,
high level viral load.
mhm.
Your chances of developing long COVID are going to be higher than if you're 3 minutes in contact with somebody who has COVID who's vaccinated 3 times, let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was saying the importance of masking is still there,
Mhm.
and furthermore, upping your mask protection is important. You need to up your mask protection to an N95,
Yeah.
and now that they're available, and really reduce the risk of, because you don't want this. Like, you don't want this. That's the end point. You don't want COVID. No matter, no matter how severe or not it is, there's not enough known right now, so you don't want to get it. And she
Well,
was
I mean,
saying,
the thing is you get it, it could be a cold, but like you say, the long COVID, it could get inside you and do all kinds of
well,
damage.
they were saying that I've read some other studies that were saying that most people with long COVID are not people who have been hospitalized.
Mhm.
So it's really has nothing to do with being hospitalized or not, or having it severely or not. It's just, has you can be totally, having a mild case, and then you develop long COVID about it,
Yeah.
depending on the viral load that you've been exposed to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so point being, masks are still very important. I have no idea why they removed the mask mandate. If you ask me, everybody was used to it, nobody
Yep.
was bitching about it anymore. So why
Yeah.
remove something that can offer this kind of level, this layer of protection, and will reduce the amount of virus that you'll be exposed to? Because if you're wearing that mask, you're not going to breathe in as much
No.
as if you're not. And anyways, it makes absolute nonsense to me, but and to a lot of scientists as well. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So I'm shopping in Quebec from now on until further notice is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, basically, I'm still wearing my mask, and I mean, I wear the N95, still washing my hands, still doing what I was doing, social distancing. But people are kind of more aware of not being on top of each other, I find. They are aware of, giving
I
you
don't know.
space.
Everybody was on top of each other yesterday. It was
Oh, yeah. I don't
mhm.
know. Even, well, we went, oh, my sister, my mother and I went to Ottawa last Wednesday. We stopped at the dollar store in Castleman, and same thing, half and half there. People were wearing masks, some were not, but people were watching each other. They were keeping their distance. But I won't go into a crowded area in a store. I still won't go into a crowded aisle. I'll still do what I was doing because now I'm so used to doing it.
Yeah.
We just got accustomed to doing it, so it's natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
anyway,
anyways, it's a political move for sure, the
I think
removal,
so.
and of course like he wants some votes, you know.
Yep.
Um it is what it is.
You do what
And
you
it's
gotta
funny
do.
because people are always telling me, "Oh, you're so scared, you know. You're so afraid of COVID." I'm straight. I'm afraid of COVID. I'm afraid of COVID, but it's not about fear. I don't wear my mask because I'm trembling when I go out. I wear my mask like I wear my seatbelt, you know?
Mhm.
Like I'm not freaking stupid and suicidal. I'm not going to go out there and open myself to catching something just
They
because, you know, hit
Yeah,
me, you know? No,
yeah,
it's like a seat belt. It's like any other. Like
yeah.
if I jumped out of an airplane, I would have a freaking parachute. Well, this is my parachute. You know,
It's true. I
I'm
was
just being
laughing,
I'm just
though,
being cautious.
yeah, it's true, and that's what we still have to do. We have to be cautious. Like, just like, on the Monday that the mask mandate was dropped, it didn't mean suddenly COVID disappeared. Like, it wasn't gone, it's still here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, it's
and,
like
again, I mean, you don't wanna say it's the same as the flu, but it's like the flu, it's around, we just don't know where it is. You can catch it still, any of
yeah.
that stuff. You just gotta be careful. But I was laughing, I went to like, one of our clients, actually, I stopped in, she had her mask on, she goes, "Oh my god, how am I gonna take this off? It keeps my face so warm." She says
It's
she
funny.
goes, "I got used to it, it's like a face
A
warmer."
face warmer. We were hiking yesterday, and that's the same thing. Like the three kids are like, Josh and I are not wearing our masks, and we're just walking, and there's nobody around. Like we're in the middle of the woods,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the three little ones, they have their masks on, and I'm like, "Mom, I'm just wearing it because it's warm.
It's true, it's a good
It's keeping
it's
my face warm."
you don't have to put a scarf on or something, and then I was laughing on Facebook, it's somebody we both know, she had put something like, "How can I go without a mask? I spent 2 years mouthing 'F you' underneath it. How can I take it off? How am I gonna survive?"
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
yeah, when I walked into, I was walking out of Walmart actually on Saturday because, like I said, in and out, I was like 5 minutes. I knew what I wanted. The girl at the door didn't have a mask on. So, anyway, I'm walking by her and she's smiling at me. I said, "I'm smiling at you under this as well." She
Yeah.
started laughing. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Hey,
it
it's
is
it
what it
is what
is.
it is. So hey, the Grammys and the Oscars
Oh
happened
my
last week.
God.
So the
Yeah.
Grammys happened yesterday without any incidents, so that's good. But that Will Smith slap, man, ooh, that created quite a bit of commotion online, eh?
It was kinda sad because it took away from all the other winners and everything. That was the highlight. Nobody talked about anything else. And, of course,
I
Ukraine. I mean,
know.
that's in the past now. It's just Will Smith everywhere you look. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
Well,
But
the Zelensky was on the Grammys yesterday. He had a
oh,
message. Yeah. I thought it was kind of weird. Like I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got to get hip with the times, but I mean, here's this guy who's heading a war right now.
mhm,
Um taking the time to record a message for the people
the
watching
winners?
the Grammys. No, the people watching the
Oh,
Grammys.
okay.
um I thought it was kind of surreal. It was kind of surreal. I'm like, you know, I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. Just me.
Well, Ed Sheeran is was I don't know if he's done it already. He was doing a concert in England, and there was a band in the Ukraine that were came on with a message for him because he's doing the concert is to support Ukraine, and this is a Ukrainian band, and they were kind of, you normally they'd have their guitars and stuff, and they had their army gear on and stuff, and giving a message to Ed Sheeran. It's kind of
Mhm.
it's the same kind of thing, kind of weird.
Well, I mean, they're not the men spearheading the war. Like,
No, this is.
this is the men. I don't know. Anyways, but there was some musicians, like there was actually one woman who had just days before gotten out of Ukraine
Mhm.
and was at the Grammys yesterday performing, so it was kind of nice to see that. You know, and I've been looking, I don't know, did you see there's somebody that scammed them? Like I can't believe how low you can be of a human being to do something like this. So this family, I think it's a family from
Mhm.
Ukraine, was trying to come to Canada,
Mhm.
and so they thought they had secured this place in a family in Canada, and they sent them money,
Oh
$2,000,
my
and then
god.
they were stranded at Toronto airport because there was no family hosting them. The people just took the
Oh,
money and ran. Like, how the hell do you scam somebody
that's
when
already
they're like
pretty well lost everything.
ah, they're like, talk about kicking someone where they're down, when they're down. It's like
Oh,
I,
no,
I
that
couldn't
is
believe that story. It's just so low. Like, if you're watching, I doubt you are, but if you're watching, that's really low.
yeah, yeah. To even think about doing something like that's pretty is bad. I know, my cousin's son who lives in Germany, they've taken in a Ukrainian lady and her
How do
cat,
you
so
how do you go about doing that? Like, I would love to open my doors to somebody. Like, I've been trying to find in online, like, resources on how to host and become a host family. I haven't seen anything. So anyways, if you know of how to get in the system to open your doors to Ukrainian families or kids or whatever, just
yeah.
please let me know. I'd be curious and I'd be interested.
I can, contact him actually and find out how that happened because he does
Mm.
have the lady and the cat there, so
I've seen a lot of things in UK that like
yeah,
it's all
this
over
is
online.
yeah,
There's programs and everything in the
yeah.
UK. I've seen a lot, but here in Canada, I haven't seen anything.
Well, of
So
course,
maybe I'm
Germany
just
and
not looking in the right
Germany
place.
is closer to there anyway,
Hmm.
so and
Yeah,
they're looking for a lot of host families in England right now too. Because my cousin was looking into it too.
yeah, yeah. Well, it is.
Scary. It is
It's
scary. It's
scary.
a very sad situation though, and like I had mentioned before, my mother is having PTSD because when she was 11, they left Estonia during the Second World War with the same kind of scenario. The bombings were going on, this and that. They were leaving with whatever they could pack in 2 suitcases pretty well. All their life's belongings. They left the country, their homeland. And this is what these poor people are doing too now. They just a lot of them are taking their big dogs and stuff, the pictures. They've got
Yeah,
because that's part of their families. They're not gonna
yeah.
leave them behind. I don't know if we ever had to do that. I've got 3 cats. I'm not sure how we would carry them all, but you can't leave your pets behind.
Hmm.
So,
I
it's
I saw
scary.
I saw a video. There was this band that was playing in the middle of a square somewhere in Ukraine. I'm not sure which city it
Mhm.
was, but it was one of the cities that was not bombed at the time and was going to get bombed. And
Oh
it
my
was
god.
a video kind of reminiscent of the Titanic, where the band was just playing. It was an orchestra, and they were just playing their stuff, and 2 hours later the whole city was bombed. I mean, I'm sure, I hope they got out of there before that it
Oh,
happened, but um yeah, it's so sad. There's so much um history there too that
yeah.
is being lost right now, like you know
Yeah, that
monuments and
yeah. That's what my mom said. It's such an old country, just like the Baltic states. The history and the architecture and stuff, and it's all gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and
It's
you
you
can't
can't replace that.
replace that. That's gone forever. It's really sad.
It's
Uh
just what is sad is just, all these people living normal lives like any of us, and their lives are completely turned upside down because of one person.
yeah.
It's
Can you
it's
imagine, my lease? Can you imagine? Like, I mean, uh I
I
can't imagine that kind of displacement,
yep.
like that kind of disturbance in one's life. Like it's unreal.
Well, there was a woman too, and I had was watching it. She's got a beautiful grand piano in her apartment, and it was on Facebook. She was playing it for the very last time. She was playing a piano, and all around her apartment, like it was just in bits. I mean, the piano was thankfully in one piece, but just her apartment was obviously, it was in an apartment building that had been bombed, and there was just destruction in her apartment, and as she was playing this piano, she was kind of panning around for the last time. It was so sad. It's just
Yeah.
I can't understand how one person can do this kinda damage.
I can't understand how we can let one person do that kind of damage.
Well, at this point,
Like
it's
I get that he's not one person per se, but he is. And I don't know, man. I don't understand. This guy yesterday was on the news. It was a Russian oligarch. Um
what's an oligarch?
it's like the rich, rich, rich people
Oh,
in
okay, yeah,
in
yeah,
the
okay.
the
Yes.
part, like, that's the oligarch is what the international community right now is kind of putting pressure on.
Mhm,
So they've
mhm.
been seizing like their
Yep.
yachts, and
Yeah, 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 they
taking,
have.
they've
They
been squeezing them to
Yes,
try to get to Putin,
yes.
because they think that by taking the money away from these guys and making them, like, they've lost millions of dollars just because the ruble is doing so poorly.
Mhm,
So they're hoping that by getting to these people are going to go to Putin and kind of apply pressure, or
mhm,
try to do a coup, so Putin will be swept away. Anyways, this guy was an oligarch back in the day.
mhm,
He was like the head of a big company, had millions of dollars, if not billions, and he was set. But then he started talking against the regime,
mhm.
and all of a sudden his companies got taken away from him. He got put in prison,
Yep.
spent 10 years in prison, and finally was out of prison and moved away. He's in exile there somewhere in another country now. But he was saying, you know, you think the oligarch has any kind of power on Putin? You don't know how it is. The oligarchs have no freaking power over Putin at all. It's the other way around. Putin controls the oligarchs, not the oligarch controls Putin. So
Mhm,
this is not going to happen. This is not how it works. Like, they're kind of like old KGB agents, like, it's it's a mess. But so if we don't get to Putin through these people, how do we get through Putin? And he's dictating everything that's going into this
oh,
country.
yeah.
Like, all the information is like,
Yeah. Yeah. There was another incident too. The daughter lived in the Ukraine, and the mother and the father lived in Russia, and they don't even want to believe what's going on in the Ukraine, because Putin has said he's doing this to protect the Ukraine from the Nazis. And the daughter was in the middle of the bombing, and she's trying to tell the mother what's really going on, and she will not believe it, because Putin has told everybody what is
what's
going
real.
on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what they believe.
Yeah. It's
They're such a scary
It's some
situation.
different a whole different level of brainwashing right there.
Yeah,
And like,
exactly.
the world is fighting to try to get real information going into Russia, but it's kind of Anyway, it's a big mess, big old mess. I had dreams about nuclear war all of a sudden. you know?
It's a big
Oh,
mess, but it's a scary mess.
yeah. Preparing
Very
my,
scary.
where is it? I'm gonna try to see if I can find it
Well,
because,
you building
because,
your
I'm
b
prepared in any situation, right? So,
so you got the bunker started?
yeah. Hey, I prepare to all eventualities. And again, it's not about being scared. It's about being prepared. If
Prepared.
anything happens, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be fucking prepared. Sorry for the
yeah,
cursing.
yeah, really.
But yeah. So I got my list right here of things that I have to buy and put downstairs to be ready.
Mhm.
And people think I'm freaking nuts, but
Well, no, but I mean,
I don't care.
that's what I'm doing too is just getting things ready.
Hey, if you have to hunker down, you need water, you need food,
Yep,
you need, like, I have kids here, I have,
yep,
and dog. So dog food, like, all this
yep.
stuff has to be on the list. And you know, we got a good basement to hide in if anything happened, because this stone is like so thick, it's nothing's
Mhm.
gonna get through. But yeah, you're in the same kind of situation. Your house has got
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
it's
thick basement, right?
yep, yeah, like Sheldon said, he keeps saying too, says, if anything happens, make sure you go down there, take the cats with you and make yourself a little area."
Yeah. Like, I've got everything from, um sleeping bags, pillows, like, you got to have all that
Yep.
stuff, like, and food and duct tape and, cookware and
Yeah, it's true.
yeah. Anyways, back in the 60s, everybody knew what to do if there was a nuclear attack. Like, it was, they taught you in school what to do. And although, hiding under your little desk, I don't think would do much, but
Yeah,
it's about, taking shelter. And it's a reality. You never know. Never
yeah,
know.
you
I
don't.
mean,
You don't.
Canada is probably not on their radar much, but we could be in the, if they bomb the states, we'd be in the fallout
Yeah.
areas. So
Yeah, it's a scary thought, but
it is.
you also have to kinda keep living your life and, you can't live
Oh
worry
no,
about it
like,
because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, no none of us know what's gonna happen anyway, so
but I think nobody can deny that Putin is unpredictable and
yeah.
crazy. And who knows, I wouldn't put it past him.
They're saying that he wants to have Russia, the big empire like it was 30 years ago, but, there was one newscaster too that was saying that, unfortunately, he's still living in that past. He's not moved on,
Well,
but
he's
the
a
rest of the world has.
he's a old KGB agent, right?
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
you know, he's got that kind of
Yeah,
mentality. Anyways, enough
exactly.
about Putin.
Yeah, stop it.
So, April
Stop
20
stop stop talking about it.
April 22nd is Green Earth Day.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll talk about recycling. Um, so do you recycle at home?
We do, yes. We have the blue bin, we have our garbage stuff, it's all separate. But, yeah, you were looking at some stuff at what to recycle, what not to recycle, how to recycle, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, and I think even more so the young people,
Mhm.
um, we're very conscientious now, and it's a good thing. Like, thank God we are, because this planet is in need of love. Man, we need to love our planet. It's really scary how, you know. For example, I was out on a walk, and I mean, I just went around the block here, not very far.
Mhm.
And on my walk, I saw like at least 10 masks on the
On the
ground.
ground, that is
It's
so
like,
horrible.
people, love your freaking planet. Like,
Yeah.
you're leaving this to your kids and grandkids and great grandkids. Like how is this going to be livable if we don't wisen up and get get to be more conscientious of
Well,
our
do you know
littering.
well, let's talk about littering. We're driving back from Maxville and we drove down that road that hooks onto the road that goes through Monkland, and right on the corner there's like McDonald's garbage bags and wrappers strewn all over the road. Like somebody's just opened their window and dumped it. Like, why? Take it home, put it in the garbage. Why are we throwing it in the middle of the countryside where poor animals can get into it? Right
Yeah,
in the
that's
road. I don't understand why you would even do that. And we were actually, Sheldon and I were, we were at the McDonald's. No, we don't eat this much McDonald's usually, but out in Lancaster, and a car pulls up, it looks like a really educated lady and stuff, and her son and dog, whatever, and they finish eating. Oh, there's a garbage can right there. They open the window, throw the garbage out and drive away. Well, like, what? Why would you do that? They just threw it onto the ground. Talk about unnecessary littering. Like,
it is.
I didn't
And it's
understand
all
that.
unnecessary. Like I mean,
Yeah.
how hard is it to walk with your little pile of garbage for like maybe, you know, a few minutes
Yeah.
until you get home, you know, or
Or
until you find a trash can,
well,
like
the trash can was
was right
pretty well
there. Like
beside her car, and she still threw it out the window and drove away. I'm like, that
that's
doesn't make it.
unacceptable.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's like, but I mean, interesting things about recycling. I think a lot of people don't really know how to recycle.
well, we were talking about the fact that yes, you put your cans in recycling, your bottles, your containers, but you're supposed to rinse them out, not just like take the stuff out and dump them.
And
Be-
put the lid on.
oh, you have to put the lid on too?
Well, from what I've been reading, you're supposed to have the lid on the jar when you're putting it in to recycling. I mean, if it has a lid. If it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have a
if it
lid,
has
you
a
put it
lid,
in
I
your
mean,
yeah.
a can, you take the lid off, you can't put it back
Yeah.
on, but yeah,
Yeah.
jars
But
and
a
bottles and
jar and a
stuff.
bottle, you're supposed to have your lid on.
I'm
So,
sure there's a
I don't know
reason,
why.
but like I was saying too, whenever that gets to the recycling plant, it's not machines that sort through this, it's actually people that sort through this. And if you've got all kinds of rotting food and moldy stuff because you haven't rinsed things out, people have to handle that. And because there's moldy food and stuff, there's a lot of rats and stuff comes with it too. So we don't think about that, about where it's going and all the people that have to deal with it. It's not machines. So, yeah, clean your stuff and then put it in
But I mean,
recycling.
there should be like it must be like some machines.
Well, you would think, but I know somebody that works in one of those plants. So there is humans, there is people that sort through this.
Anyways, if you're curious about what you can and cannot recycle, like there's it's very specific. There's some places will accept styrofoam, but I don't think Cornwall does. So you'd have to
Mm.
let me just check it out, just because they have such a good website.
Yeah.
Styrofoam.
I'll tell you, when I was in Calgary, though, they recycle absolutely every kind of container, every kind of bottle, and there's huge recycling plants, and you get money for even your juice box. Like you take all that back, and then there's X amount of dollars for every single thing that you take to these big places. I went with my daughter to just check it out, and then they give you a piece of paper after they've calculated how much you've given them. Then you go to a machine, put the ticket in, spits the money out, and you're out of there. And there's so many people that do that. So I mean,
That's interesting.
yeah, well, if you recycled and got money for a lot of that stuff, people would do it more.
So styrofoam is not accepted here in Cornwall.
Okay.
And then so black plastic containers, like food plastic containers, like the chicken
Oh, yeah, the
You
thing
know,
that
like
chickens
the
come in?
thing that the chickens come in, or there's other black plastic containers that food comes in
Yeah, yeah.
oftentimes, like puts in and stuff when you
Yep.
order out. You have to actually look at the container itself on the bottom. If it has a recycling number, then you can put it in the recycling. If it has
Oh,
nothing, then it's trash. It's not recyclable. And I believe, I'm not sure 100%, but I think food wrappers are not recyclable.
what do you
Like
mean
a Big
food
Mac,
wrappers? Oh,
like a
okay.
Big Mac. Let me just check
It's
that one.
kind of weird because, again, it's paper, so you would think it would be.
Yeah, but I think it's been contaminated by food so much. Snack food bag, candy
Oh.
wrapper, plastic wraps and wrappers, frozen food. No, fast food. I'm gonna look fast food
S
maybe.
so
So,
you
anyways, Cornwall.ca has a extremely great website that will tell you your schedule for
Mhm.
recycling. Okay, so
Okay.
here we go. Greasy and soiled paper. Soiled and wax coated paper is not suitable for recycling. Neither are paper towel sheets, napkins, serviettes, and facial tissues.
Oh,
So
okay.
all that you cannot recycle because it's grease, right?
Yeah.
It's been soaked in grease. That's not recyclable. You can't put that in your recycling bin. You got to put it in the trash.
What about, does it say anything about, the wooden boxes that clementines and stuff come in? I'm
Let me
curious
check.
about that. That's one thing. I've got a whole bunch of them sitting there because I wasn't sure what to do with them.
Okay, let me see if they have anything on that. Fruit wooden
Yeah.
boxes. Wooden fruit boxes. It's right there. Place household items that are not hazardous or recyclable in the garbage.
So,
Put broken glass or well, it's showing as garbage. So
okay, so you can't
so
put
that
them
would
in
be
there.
garbage. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really, I mean, literally they have everything you can think about. You can just search it, and there's an app. You can just download the app. It's called Recycle Coach, and just download
Okay.
Recycle Coach, and then you can type in whatever you're thinking of recycling,
Yeah.
and it'll tell you, no, put that in the trash. No, put that in recycling. Yes, yes, you can rinse it and put it in recycling or whatnot. So it's kind of good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is a good feature.
Yeah,
Of course, my fear is always those elderly people that don't have computers, don't have apps, don't have this.
they get left
They
behind.
get left behind, and there's a lot of them. So it's
S-
not everybody that can do that. But also, Cornwall Eco Day is taking place Saturday, April 23rd, on the lines of the green at from 10 to 2 at Lamoureux Park. There's all kinds of booths, information, and I'm sure at that point you're going to be able to pick up a paper copy of what you can and can't recycle. I would hope
Yeah,
something like that is there for the people that do not have the apps and the computers. But
right.
there's all kinds of stuff going on at Lamoureux Park from 10 to 2 on April 23rd.
Hey, so speaking of technology and how people get left behind and shit. Um,
And
so my
and what? You shoo
shh,
shoo shoo.
this is an uncensored
It is.
live cast. I
It is.
swear like a sailor, and you got to deal with it. If you don't like swearing, don't watch the show.
Yeah, don't watch
Or
Julia.
I'll try to beep myself.
Nah,
Um,
it's okay. It's only been twice. We're good.
200 times. Anyways, so my husband bought an Oculus,
I
2
saw that.
actually, 2 Oculuses, 2 Oculus or 2
Oculi?
Oculus Oculi?
Oculi? I don't know.
2 Oculi, whatever, for the kids, and, man, my lease.
I know because we have them for the ride. What is a person who suffers from vertigo putting that on their face for is my question, Julia.
Hey, it
Nauseous and dizzy. That's the first thing you don't put on your face when you have dizzy
but it
spells.
helps. It actually, like, the first time I did it, I was kinda really bleh. But,
Mm.
after using it a few times, it kind of got better.
Mhm.
And man, I just like I don't use it for much. The kids play games all the time on it. There's like a
Mhm.
tons of things that they can do, and there's virtual chat. You go, you're your little avatar there, and you're walking in the little virtual world, and you're talking with virtual people. It's kind of really weird. Like
Mhm.
that side of things, I don't really um, engage with.
Mhm.
But there's this one thing that's called it's an app. It's called Supernatural, and I've installed it. John sent it to me, said you should try this, and I'm like, but I installed it and I
Okay.
looked at it, and it's oh my god, it's unbelievable. It is so real. Like the other VR chats and stuff, it's not really real
Mhm.
looking. It's just like cartoons and stuff, but this supernatural stuff, it's an exercise app and
Oh, okay. I thought it was
s-
like ghosts and stuff like that. A
mm-mm.
supernatural exercise app? Okay.
It's
Continue.
exercise apps, and so it's got like boxing training,
Okay.
so you get to punch, like there's
Yeah.
targets that come at you, and you
Yeah.
get to punch the target, and it tells
Okay.
you what angle to take if you're taking a
Yeah,
jab or
yeah.
hook or and it's a really good workout. It gets your body
Mm.
moving. It's a really good workout, and it's set up in different world settings that are so virtually real that you believe you're in there. Like I swear I could feel the wind on my skin. I was like
Wow.
I was in like I've been to the pyramids. I've trained in the pyramids. I've trained in Scotland. I've trained in England. I've trained in Banff. Like they have these mountain views
Mhm.
that are so gorgeous. It's like you're there. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. Like I mean, my words don't give it justice. It's like you're there. Like this morning I was meditating before doing the show, because you can meditate as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was meditating and I was at the ocean, and I mean, you're looking at the details of the rocks, and it's like you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's surreal. It's something else. It's something else. Anyways, that's the only thing I like to do with it, but it's a really good workout. There's another thing called flow, and you got like lightsabers, and you're hitting targets with the
Oh.
lightsabers, and it's really cool. It's
Well,
really cool. And it got me moving. Like I love
yeah.
it. So I've been doing it for like 7 days in a row, and I get my
Well,
body moving, and it's easy to move it because it's so enjoyable. And
yeah.
you're seeing so many beautiful countrysides, it's just
Well, it's
gorgeous.
almost like when the Wii thing came out, you could do bowling, you could play tennis, you could do all that stuff too, and I was liking that too because it was a good workout. When you had a game of tennis going and you were whipping that ball and stuff,
Yeah,
it was a good workout there
but
too, but I mean
this is we on steroids. Like I mean,
yeah.
it's because
Wow.
you're really immersed in it. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you're looking all around. Yeah, you do it at 360, and it's all there. You
Yeah.
see the whole, like it's you're in it.
Well, you
I
haven't
I
you
watched a video of the White House. Like I went on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was kind of like dizzying and stuff. It was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
as nice as the this other app, which is why I like it, because it doesn't make me dizzy at
Okay.
all. Like it's like
Alright.
no dizziness, no nausea, no nothing. But I did watch a video of the White House. I
Mhm.
was in the White House, my lease.
Wow.
It was Obama was right there talking to me.
Oh my god. Well, the virtual ride that we have too, I mean, I don't think you ever did try it,
Yes, I did.
did you? I
Uh
mean, you've
huh.
got that and I mean, it's probably not as bad. I don't like that either though because it makes me feel nauseous when you go up and down and stuff and the machine drops you.
Yeah,
I didn't like that, but it
but
sounds
your ride, it was one
you
dimensional.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
there. You can't turn here and see the view.
No, no, no. It's
So it was still
one-dimensional
there. This is
all around
everywhere.
you. Wow.
I have to you'll have to come, and I'll show you.
I'll have to try the exercise one. That's the kind of
It's
one I would be interested in,
yeah.
so
It's really
wow.
wow, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like every time I open the app, the kids laugh because I start the app, and then you have like three sessions, three little sessions, and it will open it, like each session opens in a different settings, in a
Yeah, yeah.
different area, in a different place. So I will start my workout and the session opens, let's say I'm on the I'm in France somewhere on top of a mountain,
Yeah, yeah.
or in Italy on top of a mountain, and I will go like, "Whoa, this is beautiful!"
Yeah. Yeah, and
The
you've got
kids
this thing
laugh.
on your face and the
Yeah, and
kids are
I'm like,
laughing at you.
"Oh
"Where
my
is she?"
god, this is beautiful!" It's quite something. Like, what a world we live in.
That we can do
You
that.
can just be transported somewhere, like, and really feel like you're there. Like like I said, I was at a lake somewhere. Oh no, it was the ocean. I was at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ocean somewhere, and I was
Meditating.
meditating, and I could, like, you see the water go like this, the water is the waves and everything, and it's so real, like you think you could touch it. And and I swear I was feeling the wind on my skin. Like, it's anyway, it's
Yeah,
enough
I'm
of
gonna
that, but
have
it's
to.
it's unreal. And there's some all sorts of games, like there's horror games. I want to try a horror game at some point, because it
Mhm.
must be really, really scary to be immersed in it. And there's war games, and I told John, I said, you should buy one, because he's been talking about going to Ukraine, right? My soldier is
Mm,
you can't take the soldier out of this guy.
mhm.
He's a soldier first and foremost. And so I told him, I said, buy a buy a game. You can go shoot people in the game.
Well, speaking of, trying, we gotta
Oh,
do this really fast. I know we're kinda leery on it. It's our taste test, and it's something different, but I don't know, I just wanna try it. We've got a few minutes. Well,
all right. Well, it's
10:47.
time for.
4.
All
I'm just
right.
looking for my, camera here to take a picture before I open it, but, yeah, I wanted to try this. This has been one of our backup tries because, we are trying to find local, but it's kinda hard sometimes to find something to try. So, I did pick this up from the Dollarama. It's a $1.25 and it's stuffed vine leaves. I used to love these things at Scores. They had them in the in the buffet. Super good. And when you look at the ingredients, you figure it's coming from a tin, so there's going to be a lot of stuff you can't pronounce. When my mother says, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Ingredients: rice, vine leaves, water, sunflower oil, onion, salt, spices, and citric acid. That's it. And it may contain peanuts, sesame, and wheat, but it's all stuff you can actually pronounce. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, I am. I have to say that I'm extremely leery on this, because I'm not a fan of vine leaves to begin with.
And B, it's in a
So
can, and the expiry date is the November 18th, 2023, so, mm,
let's get this over with.
I know
All right.
you've been trying to avoid this one, so you're
I
good
have.
trying to
All
oh,
right. Let me
oh,
see.
oh, open the can.
Okay, I got the can open.
Oops, it was a tough one.
All
Oh,
right.
I don't know, I'm just gonna take a picture, you can smell it.
This is what it looks like, peeps. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. I had a fork somewhere. Here's my fork.
I it smells like, obviously, vine leaves, I think.
Hmm.
Smells
And
alright.
and they're
Take
stuffed with what? Rice?
I think so, yeah.
All
So I
right.
there we go.
I have one.
Me too.
Ready? One,
One,
two,
2, 3.
three.
Actually actually, I'm quite impressed.
Wow.
It is, it's rice, it's stuffed with rice.
Wow.
It's very good and it tastes completely natural. It tastes just like the ones that they used to have
Yum.
at Scores. It's very good. For $1.25, you've got, like, 10 of them in here.
That
And
is good.
it is very good. You are impressed, and you were scared. I know
I
because
love it.
you were trying not to eat these.
Oh my god, this is good.
It's a very good healthy snack. Mm.
Wow. Okay, I'm officially impressed.
For $1.25 for 10 of them, it's a really good buy. It's nice. I like it.
I'm having a second one.
It's just like the Scores ones, because that's what I've been looking to see if anybody locally makes them, but they don't. So yeah, very impressed.
Wow, it's at that price, it's not worth making.
No, I thought actually it was more than that, but I forgot that it's only 125. I'm actually going out to get a few more cans today. You can put them in your bunker because they'll last till
There
2023.
you go. I'm gonna put them in my bunker.
And the best part, like I said, the ingredients are all natural. Like it's all stuff you can pronounce. There's no preservatives, there's no chemicals in it. So very good.
Well, color me impressed.
Yeah, and the color is
Nice.
good too. They look very good. 1 out of 10.
Two thumbs up for me.
They are good.
I would give it a solid 9.
Yeah, 9 or 10 even.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're tasty.
Very tasty.
Because you would think they might not even have taste, but they are very tasty. Well, I'm glad we did this one.
That is really good.
Yeah, so
Really good. Very
they have
different, but
they
very
have
good.
some very interesting things in there in the food section.
They
But
do.
it, but again, like we want to try and promote small local businesses. So if anybody has some suggestions,
But
please
I mean,
send them to
at the
us.
same time, if people see something at the dollar store that they're leery on trying, and they're like, I don't know if I really want to try this. Well, hit us
Let
up.
us know.
We'll try it for you. You know.
Yeah, because I know Julia was very leery about this, but yeah, turned out a very good thing.
Oh, I have somebody asking me, what's the name of the vine leaves and where did you buy them? Dollarama.
Yeah, it's Gourmet D. That's all it says.
Gourmet
Gourmet
D.
D. And it suggests to eat them with a piece of lemon. So you would just put lemon
I
over it.
can, yeah, I can.
It would just give you that
It would
extra
pair
little
really
tang.
nicely.
No,
It would pair nicely.
I'm very impressed. I am
Me
gonna go buy
too.
some
Like,
more
and
of these.
like I said, I don't care for vine leaves at all, but these are really, really good. Like, I
Yeah.
find that vine leaves are very vinegary.
Yeah, these are not.
These are really, really nice.
And like say put lemon on them. I think that would just top it off well.
Yeah,
Impressed.
very
Um,
impressed.
I know we're almost out of time, but I also want to mention because if you want to go and get some different items and great food on Thursday, every Thursday, but again, April 7th this week, Cornwall Waterfront Farmers Market is now at the Cornwall Square and start time 5 o'clock, start time 2 o'clock till 5:30. So go check out some. There's quite a lot of local places in there too with different items. So
Mm-hmm.
check that out. We did check out the wine from it. We did a breakfast wine. It was a little early, I think, but
Yes.
there's some different things going on. Sunday, April 10th, Raisin River Canoe Race. Check
Okay.
that out. And at the same time, the Knights of Columbus and St. Andrews are going to have a breakfast going on at the same time from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the church hall.
Okay.
Just going to quickly see what else I had put down. Open houses at Chateau Cornwall and McConnell Manor. If anybody's interested in going checking those out, April 7th to the 10th from 1 to 6, all those days.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting just to go see if you've got any parents that are looking at going in there. Check them out. April 9th, Ofra Harmony Trio starts off the Cornwall concert series at Altsville Theatre. More information at cornwallconcertseries.com. And I know this is like into next week, but April 13th is the project show at Cornwall Square. It's put on by Emar Brothers. So it's kind of like a spring trade show. It's put on where
Cool.
the old, Sears was. They've got, I think, about 70 vendors,
Nice.
all with construction and renovations and stuff, so that's a really good one. And tomorrow, come and relax and de-stress with sound meditation with George, Lucina, and Vanessa Rodriguez at the Cornwall Square from 5:30 to 6:45. You can,
PM?
pre-register. Yeah, yeah, PM.
Yeah.
Who's going, there at 5:30? I won't be going there at 5:30 in the morning. Maybe on a Saturday morning,
Yeah.
on a Sunday morning after we come back from a stag or something and we're still up, but no. And, cost of session is 35 per person, 60 per couple, and you can pre-register at Modern Primitive. So there's
Cool.
quite a lot of stuff going on at Cornwall Square. I'm pretty impressed.
I also want to mention that the planning for Ribfest is well on its way. And this year again there will be the Ribfest community cookout.
Mhm.
So if you are a restaurant owner and you're interested in helping out the Optimist Club by participating in the community cookout, please get in touch with me. I can discuss with you what it's about and how you can help and how we can bring some business to your business at the
Nice.
same time. Yeah, it's
I
a
can't
it's a it's a win-win-win that
exactly.
event.
I can't believe, like, we're, like, going into May. We're April going into May because we are starting to work on the May Seeker, which is gardening and home decor. So if anybody wants, to put an ad in, get in touch with us at info@theseeker.ca. Go to our website, theseeker.ca, to the event section and post your ad for your event because,
Yep,
again, we wanna get that section going again,
absolutely.
slowly but surely, and I
And
think
it's free, people, so just
it
go and
is.
put it on the calendar. It's free, completely
It's
free.
free, and if you get it in there by, the 22nd of the month, then we can put it in print. We're
Yeah.
hoping to start that calendar, like, with a full page again and work it up to 4 pages. That is
Yep.
my dream and my hope, but, because we wanna tell people what's coming up for the month, not have you read about it after it's happened, right?
Right, exactly.
So,
Alright. Well,
that's
I
about
guess
it.
that's it for us for today. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next week. Have yourself a great week.
And a super duper day.
See you.
Bye.